Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The bold and the beautiful spoilers. Steffy recruits Liam to blow up Hope, and Carter's romance makes tempting proposal. The bold and the beautiful B&V. Spoilers reveal that Steffy Forrester, Jacqueline McKinswood, will become enraged once she gets updates on Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, and Hope Logan's Annika Noel takeover alliance. Steffy has already been accusing Hope of getting inside Carter's head, so she'll view all the LLC paperwork drama as more proof. Although Carter's going to file those papers and presumably rise to the Forrester throne, Steffy will refuse to accept that outcome. How might Steffy fight back once Carter seals the deal on taking charge at Forrester Creations? You can bet that Steffy will do some brainstorming and try to figure out a way to stop what Carter has set in motion, even if Justin Barber, Aaron D. Spears, doesn't come through. Both Steffy and Ridge Forrester, Thorsten K., feel like Hope is using Carter, but B&B fans know he's refusing to believe that. Carter is convinced that the love he shares with Hope is genuine, so Steffy might resolve to prove him wrong. Once Steffy reacts to the news that Hope and Carter are a scheming couple, she may argue that they have to break Hope's hold on him. If Steffy can get Hope to cheat on Carter, or even leave him altogether, she might think they can straighten him out. Ridge offered Carter a second chance if he'd rip up the LLC papers and break things off with Hope, but Carter turned him down. Steffy may contend that Hope's got her claws in too deep, and that it's going to take more to help Carter see the light. What if Steffy recruits Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, to help blow up Hope and Carter's romance? After Liam finds out the whole ugly story, Steffy might urge him to see that Carter and Hope are a terrible match. Liam has already shown interest in reuniting with Hope, so maybe Steffy could push him to seduce Hope and get her to surrender to some cheating temptation. Steffy might want to prove Hope's lack of loyalty to Carter. There's no guarantee Liam would agree to that plan, but Steffy would probably prefer to see Hope back with him than Carter at this point. Stopping Hope's manipulation may become the priority for Steffy, since it could lead to Carter ending his new Forrester reign. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Steffy will definitely find ways to fight back, so we'll bring you more predictions on her strategies. The bold and the beautiful spoilers. Steffy recruits Liam to blow up Hope and Carter's romance, makes tempting proposal. In the world of the bold and the beautiful, drama is always brewing, and the next chapter promises to be no different. Fans have been eagerly awaiting to see how the complicated web of relationships between the Forrester, Spencer, and Logan families will continue to unfold. With romantic entanglements, betrayals, and family secrets hanging in the balance, it seems that Steffy Forrester is about to shake things up in a big way. This week, Steffy is set to recruit Liam Spencer for a plan that could blow up Hope and Carter's blossoming romance, leading to a tempest of emotions, tension, and tough choices. But the question remains, will Steffy's dangerous proposal tempt Liam, or will he stay true to his family and his conscience? Steffy's plan, stirring the pot. Steffy Forrester has never been one to sit on the sidelines when it comes to family matters, and her ability to maneuver the complex relationships between the Spencers, Logans, and Forresters is unmatched. This time, however, Steffy is not merely reacting to a situation. She's proactively pulling the strings. For weeks now, Steffy has observed the slow but steady development of Hope Logan's romance with Carter Walton. While on the surface, it might seem like a simple, innocent love story, Steffy sees a chance to destabilize Hope's life in a way that could send ripples through the entire family dynamic. Hope and Carter's unexpected romance has been stirring up all kinds of gossip within the Forrester world. Steffy, who is already at odds with her sister's choices, and has always been wary of Hope's motives, sees an opportunity to strike. She knows that Carter and Hope's relationship is still in its early stages, and there are cracks in the foundation that could easily be exploited. Hope's troubled marriage to Liam, coupled with her growing closeness to Carter, provides Steffy with the perfect leverage. In her eyes, Hope is repeating the same mistakes that led to so much heartbreak in the past. She fears that Carter, while a man of integrity, is being pulled into a romance that's destined to hurt him as much as it could hurt her. For Steffy, there's only one way to stop this before it gets too deep, and that's by turning to Liam. Liam's dilemma, torn between family and conscience. Liam Spencer, ever the peacekeeper and the man who wears his heart on his sleeve, is caught in a web of his own. Though his relationship with Hope is complicated, he is still emotionally invested in her well-being. Despite the tension, Liam has always hoped that their marriage could work through their differences, even if they are not as close as they once were. But when Steffy approaches him with her proposal, everything changes. The question is, will Liam be tempted to sabotage Hope and Carter's growing romance, or will he stay true to his principles? Steffy's proposal is nothing short of explosive. She suggests that Liam use his deep connection to hope to subtly undermine her budding relationship with Carter. Steffy isn't asking Liam to directly confront or hurt Hope. Rather, she wants him to cause enough doubt in Carter's mind to make him question whether Hope truly deserves his loyalty and affection. She wants Liam to drop subtle hints, make veiled comments, and even share his concerns about Hope's past actions. Steffy's belief is that Carter, who has always been the perfect gentleman, will ultimately pull away if he begins to see Hope in a less flattering light. Liam, on the other hand, is grappling with an internal conflict. Part of him is still deeply hurt by the way his marriage to Hope has faltered, and he's bitter about the fact that she's moving on with someone else, especially someone like Carter. But another part of him knows that this is not the way to handle the situation. He's always believed in doing what's right, even when the truth is painful. However, Steffy's argument is compelling. This could be the chance to prevent Hope from making yet another mistake, and in the process, protect the person he cares about most, his daughter Kelly. The tempting proposal, power and revenge. Steffy's proposal is not just about sabotaging Hope and Carter's relationship. It's about taking control of her own destiny. Steffy has long been frustrated by Hope's presence in Liam's life, and the fact that Hope and Liam were once so deeply intertwined gives Steffy an opportunity to enact a form of retribution. She's watched as Hope has manipulated situations to her benefit, and Steffy believes that it's time for her to make a move. The idea of Liam playing a part in derailing Hope's romance with Carter gives Steffy a sense of power, a sense that she's finally taking charge of her own life rather than waiting for things to happen to her. Steffy's motivations are not entirely selfish, though. She genuinely believes that Carter deserves better than Hope. She believes that Carter, with his history of heartbreak and betrayal, is vulnerable to being hurt again. In Steffy's eyes, Carter is too good for Hope, and she's determined to stop him from repeating the same mistakes she feels Hope is destined to make. As Liam listens to Steffy's plan, he knows the consequences of what she's asking him to do. If he goes along with Steffy's scheme, there's a very real chance that it will not only destroy Hope and Carter's relationship, but could potentially devastate his own relationship with Hope, irreparably damaging their fragile bond. It's a decision that weighs heavily on him. He doesn't want to hurt Carter, whom he respects, and he certainly doesn't want to make things worse with Hope, who he still loves in his own complicated way. But Steffy's tempting offer, coupled with the possibility of keeping his family intact, could prove too difficult to resist. The fallout, heartbreak, and consequences. If Liam decides to follow through with Steffy's plan, the fallout could be devastating. Hope will be blindsided, and Carter, always the loyal man, will likely feel betrayed by both Hope and Liam. It could create an irreparable rift between the two men, who have always maintained a certain level of respect for each other despite their differences. Moreover, if Liam's interference comes to light, it could cause irreparable damage to his relationship with Hope, perhaps even permanently ending their marriage. On the flip side, if Liam refuses to help Steffy, he could risk alienating her, causing yet another wedge between them. Steffy is no stranger to pushing people away when she feels betrayed, and Liam's refusal to support her could have serious consequences for their relationship, especially as they co-parent Kelly. For Carter, the discovery of Hope's emotional manipulation, whether intentional or not, could shake him to his core. Carter has always been an emotionally grounded man, but the complexities of his feelings for Hope and his desire for stability in his life make him vulnerable. If he learns that Hope was stringing him along while still harboring feelings for Liam, the pain could be devastating for both men. Conclusion: a dangerous game. As Steffy recruits Liam in her bid to undermine Hope and Carter's romance, the stakes are higher than ever. With tensions running high and emotions at a breaking point, the power struggle between the characters of the bold and the beautiful will only intensify. Can Steffy's plan succeed, or will Liam's conscience prevent him from following through? One thing is for certain: the drama is far from over, and the consequences of these decisions will reverberate through the Forrester, Spencer, and Logan families for weeks to come. The Bold and the Beautiful Monday, December 2 recap. Ridge fires Carter and kicks him out. The Bold and the Beautiful B and V. Spoilers recap for Monday, December 2, reveals that Ridge Forrester Thorsten K. pushed Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, to tear up the LLC papers and get rid of his toxic relationship with Hope Logan, Annika Noel. Carter understood what Ridge was asking of him, but he refused to accept the second chance Ridge was offering. Although Ridge was turning Hope into a scapegoat, Carter insisted this was his decision, one that he made willingly while clear-headed. Ridge reiterated that Hope was using Carter, but Carter argued that she loved him instead. After Ridge ranted about Carter throwing away their friendship and his whole life for Hope, Carter suggested that Ridge blamed Logan when anything went wrong. According to Carter, it was something Ridge learned from his mother. Ridge pointed out that Katie Logan, Heather Tom, was head of the PR department, and mentioned his relationship with Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, too. However, Carter acted like Brooke's executive position wasn't enough and argued that Brooke made better decisions when she was running Forrester Creations. Ridge was appalled as he realized Carter legitimately believed he could run Forrester better than the Forresters themselves, but he warned that this takeover attempt failed and said it was time to pay the price. Ridge insisted Carter's name wasn't on the building and called him a lovesick puppy who's scared of waking up alone. After Ridge said he'd already moved on, he declared that Carter was fired and not welcome there anymore. Ridge told Carter to get out of his office, out of the building, and out of his life. Once Carter walked out the door, he looked pensive and frustrated in the corridor. At the cabin on Monday's B&B episode, Hope lashed out at Brooke for going to Ridge instead of talking to her first. Now Carter could lose everything, but Brooke argued that the two of them knew the risks. Although Hope thought Carter might regret losing his friendship with Ridge, she made a prediction about Carter not regretting their relationship. Hope believed in Carter and the love they shared. Brooke was hoping Steffy Forrester, Jacqueline McKinswood, would come around on bringing Hope back to Forrester Creations, but that obviously wasn't going to happen after this betrayal news. Even so, Hope denied that this takeover plot was malicious and defended Carter's desire to have his ideas implemented. Brooke argued that Carter shouldn't take the rejection of his ideas personally and understood why Ridge was being cautious. However, Hope continued to defend Carter, who was doing this for all the underdogs and wouldn't stop fighting for everyone. Brooke pointed out that Ridge and Steffy were never going to trust Hope now, but Hope said maybe they wouldn't have to. Once Hope brought up the LLC paperwork, Brooke said Ridge hired another lawyer to get them out of their jam. Hope grew concerned about the consequences for Carter since he cared about Forrester Creations and was a vital part of the company. Brooke decided she'd go out on a limb and say Carter was a vital part since she expected he'd been fired by now. Hope was upset at the thought of Ridge taking away Carter's connection to Forrester and insisted that Ridge couldn't do that. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Carter and Ridge's conflict will escalate in the coming episodes, so we'll bring you updates on all the twists and turns. Introduction. The Bold and the Beautiful has long been known for its captivating drama, intricate relationships, and twists that leave fans on the edge of their seats. On Monday, December 2, the soap opera took its viewers on yet another roller coaster ride of emotions, with Ridge Forrester making a shocking decision that not only turned his personal life upside down, but also rattled the very core of the Forrester family business. In a bold move that no one saw coming, Ridge fired Carter Walton, his longtime trusted attorney and partner in the company, and ordered him out of the Forrester Creations building. This decision was more than just a business matter. It was a culmination of personal betrayals, misunderstandings, and deeply rooted emotions. What led to Ridge's explosive outburst, and what consequences will Carter face as a result of this shocking turn of events? In this creative reflection, we'll dive deep into the intricacies of Ridge's decision, the backstory behind it, and the dramatic fallout that's sure to follow. Through this exploration, we will also touch upon the relationships and emotions that permeate throughout this captivating soap opera world. Part 1. Setting the stage for drama. To fully understand the weight of Ridge's decision to fire Carter, we must first take a step back and examine the complex web of relationships and events that have led to this moment. Ridge Forrester, one of the central figures of The Bold and the Beautiful, has always been a character driven by his passions, be they for fashion, family, or love. However, when it comes to his career, Ridge's actions are often guided by a fierce sense of loyalty and responsibility, especially to Forrester Creations, the family business that he holds dear. Carter Walton, on the other hand, has always been a steady and reliable figure in Ridge's life. As Forrester Creations' legal counsel, Carter has played an integral role in the company's operations, often stepping in during moments of legal tension or crisis. But despite his professionalism, Carter has not been immune to personal complications that have affected his judgment, as we will see. The tension between these two men began long before December 2, building slowly through the undercurrents of betrayal, guilt, and shattered trust. Ridge's personal life, particularly his complicated relationships with Brooke Logan and Taylor Hayes, has always been a source of turmoil, and Carter's involvement with Quinn Fuller and other women in Ridge's orbit has only complicated matters further. Part 2. Ridge's emotional tornado. Ridge's decision to fire Carter was not made lightly. On the surface, this move seems to be purely a professional one, but the emotions behind it run much deeper. For months, Ridge has struggled with his relationship with Brooke Logan. Their on-again, off-again romance has been a focal point of The Bold and the Beautiful, and Ridge has found himself torn between the woman he once loved and the woman he believes is his true soulmate, Taylor Hayes. As Ridge found himself caught in a web of lies, secrets, and unresolved feelings, he began to lose his footing in both his professional and personal lives. This emotional instability set the stage for Carter's involvement in the mess that would ultimately lead to the fateful moment on December 2. While Carter has always been a loyal friend to Ridge, there were moments where his actions raised suspicions. Carter's loyalty was tested when he became involved with Quinn Fuller, a woman who has had her own tumultuous history with the Forrester family. It's no secret that Quinn's presence in Ridge's life has caused friction, and Carter's connection to her only intensified those feelings of betrayal. Ridge has always valued loyalty and trust, especially when it comes to his close-knit circle of friends and family. The discovery of Quinn and Carter's romantic entanglement was like a dagger to his heart. Ridge felt that his trust had been shattered, and with it, the bond he had shared with Carter was irrevocably broken. Part 3. The catalyst for the final blow. The final straw came when Ridge learned that Carter had been less than forthcoming about his own personal life. The legal counsel had kept his involvement with Quinn a secret, leaving Ridge to discover it on his own. Ridge felt deeply betrayed by Carter's actions and saw them as a personal affront, rather than a mere business misstep. At the core of Ridge's fury was the realization that Carter had not been honest with him about his feelings for Quinn, and even more so, about the complications that arose as a result of their relationship. Ridge saw this as not only a betrayal of trust, but also as a reflection of Carter's lack of respect for the Forrester family and their values. Ridge, ever the protector of his family and legacy, could no longer stand by and let Carter's personal choices interfere with the integrity of the Forrester brand. As Ridge stood in front of Carter in the Forrester Creations boardroom, emotions ran high. The tension between the two men was palpable, and the weight of the moment hung heavily in the air. Ridge's voice was cold as he delivered the ultimatum. Carter was no longer welcome at Forrester Creations, and his position as legal counsel was terminated effective immediately. Ridge's decision was final, and Carter was to pack up and leave the building without delay. Part 4. Carter's emotional fallout. Carter stood in stunned silence, unable to process the gravity of the situation. For years, he had been Ridge's trusted confidant and ally, helping him navigate the treacherous waters of business and family. But now everything had crumbled in an instant. The man who had been a friend, mentor, and colleague was now the very one who had turned against him. Carter's thoughts raced as he tried to make sense of the betrayal. He had never intended to hurt Ridge, but his personal life had clearly become a point of contention. The emotional pain was compounded by the knowledge that his actions had caused irreparable damage to his relationship with Ridge. Carter's pride in his role at Forrester Creations had been his life, and now it seemed as if it had all been taken away in one fell swoop. As Carter gathered his belongings, the weight of the situation seemed to sink in even further. He had been banished from the very company that had once been a home for him. As he made his way toward the door, Carter couldn't help but wonder if he would ever find his place again in the Forrester world. And more importantly, what would the future hold for him after this crushing setback? Part 5. The ripple effect of Ridge's decision. Ridge's decision to fire Carter was not without consequences. The drama surrounding the firing reverberated throughout the Forrester family and the wider world of Los Angeles. As Ridge's anger simmered, the reality of his decision began to settle in. While he may have felt justified in his actions, Ridge couldn't escape the nagging feeling that he had lost something vital in the process: an ally, a confidant, and a friend. Brooke Logan, ever the voice of reason, attempted to reason with Ridge, trying to get him to reconsider his actions. She understood the deep hurt Ridge had felt over Carter's betrayal, but she also recognized that Ridge's impulsive decision could have long-lasting consequences. But Ridge, feeling vindicated in his decision, was resolute. Meanwhile, Taylor Hayes, whose own emotions were intertwined with Ridge's, could only watch from the sidelines. Her love for Ridge was evident, but she too knew that the Forrester patriarch was caught in a storm of his own making. Taylor hoped that Ridge would find clarity in the aftermath of his decision, but there was no denying the damage done to the Forrester legacy. The repercussions of Ridge's actions would not be contained within the walls of Forrester Creations. As word spread of Carter's firing, questions began to arise among the employees, board members, and clients of Forrester Creations. Was this a one-time event, or was it a sign of deeper instability within the company? Ridge's reputation was at stake, and the business he had worked so hard to build was now under threat. Conclusion: a turning point for Ridge, Carter, and Forrester Creations. Ridge's decision to fire Carter and the subsequent fallout is a turning point in the world of the bold and the beautiful. It's a stark reminder that in the world of high-stakes drama, personal and professional lives often collide with devastating consequences. Ridge may have taken a stand to defend his family and his legacy, but the emotional cost of his actions may prove to be more than he anticipated. Carter's future in the Forrester world is now uncertain. Will he seek redemption, or will this firing mark the end of his time in the Forrester family? What's clear is that the drama surrounding Ridge's decision has set the stage for more conflicts, confrontations, and emotional battles that will leave fans eagerly anticipating what's next. As Ridge faces the aftermath of his bold move, it's anyone's guess where his journey will take him. Will he find peace with his decision, or will the unresolved issues that have haunted him for so long continue to dictate his future? One thing is for certain: The Bold and the Beautiful's Monday, December 2 episode has left viewers with more questions than answers, and the drama is far from over.